Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I had a subscriber link a story to me. It's actually a couple weeks old, but apparently a write-up was just done on it like yesterday. I'll link that write-up down below. And that's that fake Natty Aaron Curtis, someone who's been on my radar for a little while, decided to eat his wife's placenta for gains. Let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. Let's do a little bit of crafting, see if I can skill up here and talk about it. And for, never mind, I was going to do the sexual tyrannosaurus thing, decided not to. I can't do it with a straight face during this video. Okay, so Aaron Curtis ate a placenta for the gains. That is some seriously disgusting shit. Wow. You ate your wife's placenta for the gains. You know, you've got these fake natties out there, and you know, they always run around and they talk about all the crazy things they'll do for gains. They'll do anything for gains. They do everything. You see some of them do stuff like, I eat raw horse meat because of the protein content for my gains. I wrap tourniquets around my arms. Tourniquets around my arms and legs when I train. Never mind the risk that it could harm me, because I read there's a chance it might give me 0.5% more gains, like especially during my deload weeks, right? They come up with all this stuff. They'll do these little bitty tiny things for gains. In this case, he's going to eat a placenta for gains, because I mean, after all, guys, I mean, it's human protein. That's going to be the closest to what's in your muscle tissue, right? In terms of amino acid composition, do it for the gains. They always do all this shit that they'll do for gains, except for that one little thing. That one little thing. They won't take drugs. They'll do any other crazy, insane, crazy ass shit, including eating horse placentas or whatever it is they do. You know, trying to chase a 0.5% advantage somewhere, but they won't take any drugs. They won't take drugs. They'll do anything else though. Even though they know that the drugs would give them an enormous advantage, and the testing in natural bodybuilding is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that you don't have to like go through the hurdles that you do for real sports. That like literally all you have to do is cycle off. They only test you at the shows. And if you take a drug that you know has a 24-hour clearance time on a urine test, you can come off of it the day before the bodybuilding show, and you'll piss clean. If they even bother to test you at all, which, you know, I've met natty pros who said actually they've never actually been tested in their career. Go figure. But they just won't do that one little thing. They won't take those steroids, even though they can get away with it. But they'll eat placentas. And they'll spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on branched chain amino acids, hoping for that 0.5% edge. You know, these guys are such fucked up pathological liars with this stuff that I honestly think when you talk to some of them, that they've convinced themselves so much that they're actually natural while they're sticking needles in their ass, that they honestly believe it. They eventually start to believe that they're natural in spite of the fact that they know that they put that needle in their butt. But you know, they're like, well, since it's below the waist, I mean, really, it doesn't really count. Just maybe my lower body's not natural. You know, you got to wonder. These guys get so good at this, the lying on this stuff, that it just rolls off their tongue so easy. That you know, you got to wonder that if on some level they haven't convinced themselves of it. That's oftentimes the case. But you know, you got Aaron Curtis here, another one of these fake natties, and he ate his wife's placenta, and he did it on camera, by the way. He did it on YouTube. Those who want to see it. Cooked it on the barbecue pit, ate it. You know, and after all, because as he said, I think on a status somewhere, it all got linked in the thing below. You know, if it nourished his baby girl's life for 9 months, then it must be, you know, fantastic for his gains. So he ate this placenta. And again, it kind of shows you what's wrong with these people. It's like I always say, guys, bodybuilding, competitive bodybuilding draws people as very frequently as a group who have some very bizarre issues. It doesn't draw an emotionally or mentally healthy demographic to it. There's a large amount of body image disorders, eating disorders, personality disorders, you know, everything from borderline personality disorder to narcissistic personality disorder. That's the people who get drawn into this competitive bodybuilding. I don't mean people working out. I mean people who compete in this stuff like this guy does. And this just really highlights it. You know, it shows you, again, the mentality of a lot of these guys. Because he got up and ate his wife, cooked and ate his wife's placenta. That's fucking disgusting. Just like I had that Dave guy, Luciano, what I can't even pronounce his name. Lunacy, I forgot how it's pronounced. I'll link that down below also for you guys. Of him saying that if a bodybuilder was told by his coach that on his list of foods to eat was dog shit, that a real bodybuilder would eat dog shit. You know, and it's funny he said that, because you guys remember I had said in a video a long time ago that if any company marketed and produced an in-house study showing that freeze-dried dog turds increased muscle gains by 5%, bodybuilders would be eating that shit. Literally, that shit. And I totally said that a couple years back. And then, you know, you had Dave who reiterated that point. They would eat dog shit. And he's, you know, convinced that a real bodybuilder would. You know, if his gains or his cuts or his look depended on it, he would find a way to eat dog shit. And here you go. You got Aaron Curtis finding a way to eat human placenta because it'll probably help his gains. Got to be an amazing protein source. Again, the mentality of these guys. Bodybuilding is just, again, as a group, competitive bodybuilders are oftentimes some fucked up people. And the truth is, I mean, I've had good friends who compete in bodybuilding over the years. It's not like I haven't been friends with some of them, but they know they're fucked up people. All my friends who competed in bodybuilding, man, they've all got issues. All of them. Like, you just don't see emotionally healthy people willing to do this stuff. And that's the crazy thing, you know? I mean, I can understand people watching them for entertainment. Hey, there are people who think I'm ape shit nuts who watch me for entertainment, who maybe don't even care about my information. You know, that's okay. And that's fine and everything. But a lot of these guys are clearly just fucking nuts. I mean, the personality disorders and stuff that you see among these guys is mind-blowing. And there are people who aren't watching them for entertainment, though. That's the scary part. We see how nuts they are, and there are people who are actually watching them for legitimate advice, legitimate training advice, legitimate diet advice, for legitimate life advice. These are guys who use tons of drugs to build a physique, enormous amounts of drugs, while pretending that, you know, that's fitness or healthy related, or they lie about it. So the untested ones, they just use it, and the ones in the natty stuff, they just lie about it. They starve themselves down to emaciated levels of body fat, which we have plenty of data is now confirmed that is insanely unhealthy. They obsess over their diets, obsess over their physiques, leave them in completely unhealthy lifestyles. Chasing some aesthetics dream or chasing looking like a monster, just absolutely destroy their bodies, harm their health, emotionally unstable. Again, going to eat your wife's placenta. And yet people come to these guys and look up to them. Blows the mind. Blows the mind. Such a crazy industry. And that's the thing that just never ceases to amaze me with this whole community, is that how much hate I get from it and how often I get so much stuff slung at me for being crazy. And I'm like, look at what you guys actually do. Look at how bodybuilders actually are and what they actually do. And it's like, and I'm crazy? Jesus Christ. And they accuse me of it. And that's the best part. That's what like blows my mind. I'm like, you guys are all ape shit nuts. You're all ape shit fucking nuts. I mean, you talk about eating dog shit if it would help you improve your gains. Talk about you're eating human placentas. You guys wrap tourniquets around your arms and legs when you train, knowing that there are health risks involved in that. They starve themselves down to emaciated levels of body fat that can damage their organs, damage your hormones for life. And to them, that's all just dedication. That's not dedication, that's fucking insanity. And people actually look up to them. Wow. I mean, not a lot of people really at the end of the day, but a lot of people who get into working out look up to them. And that's the scary part. A lot of people come into training for good reasons, for positive reasons. Some guys just want some confidence to get girls, okay? Other guys get into training for their health. Others do it to get better at sports. But people come into training for generally positive reasons. They want to do something to improve themselves or improve their life condition or feel better about themselves. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. Doing something to improve yourself as a person in some way, everyone should be doing things to do that. That's a fantastic reason. But then they get suckered into this, and then they see all these bodybuilders, and then they get sucked into this whole bodybuilding world and this insanity in it. And it's just really scary. You know, you see a lot of young guys who get involved in something that should have been insanely positive in their life. Confidence building, health building, building strength of character. And they get sucked into this crazy ass bodybuilding lifestyle and just the sheer insanity of it. And it's just like a perpetual cycle because, you know, it's like one group of guys get sucked in, then they become these crazy ass bodybuilders, and then they perpetuate the cycle and it just starts all over again. It's really sad. I don't know, guys. I just don't know what to make of it. But every time I look at everything that comes out of this whole bodybuilding community sometimes online, it just gets crazier and crazier. Everything from just recently the dog shit stuff to eating human placentas. Fucking crazy. It's downright crazy. I think what ends up happening is that these guys diet down so lean that it destroys their brain cells. You know, because there is data on that also, that excessive dieting actually destroys tissue in your brain over time. I think that's what's happening. And I think maybe it's making some of these guys actually insane. Just a theory. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.